How's it going, everybody? It's Riley's Redzone, and welcome to another weekly NFL Picks episode. And in today's video, we're looking over all of the Week 7 matchups. So to recap, last week did go 10-5. Overall, we are 59-34 on the season. Get a little over half of the picks I've taken as upsets correct so far. And one more time to clarify, I do put the spreads on this side to get an idea of who the favorite in the matchup is, and if I am making a bold decision and taking an upset, but I do only pick up who is I think is going to win the game. I only pick straight up who is going to win the game. In the future, maybe we'll work in some spread stuff, but for now, this group here are who I think is going to win the game. So now I'm going to start talking about each of these matchups, starting with the Thursday night, which is maybe already one of the toughest games to call this week. I'd say it's one for maybe the top 2 or 3. It's a very close spread. It's a 1-point spread, and a huge piece of this is going to be the health of Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars. And I think that this one is going to be close either way. If it's one of those things where by recording this video a little bit earlier in the week, you might not get all the information that I need for injuries that may impact the game. But I got to get the video out, and I got to make the choice with what I know. If Trevor Lawrence plays this game, I have high confidence in the Jaguars winning this game. I think that they will have a good performance against the Saints. I can't count on that, though, but I'm also not going to throw in any weird contingencies where if he plays, I pick whatever. I have to stick with it, whatever happens. So I'm going to take the chance he plays, and I'll take the Jaguars. If not, I think C.J. Beathard could be capable enough to maybe get this win. The Saints have just not been consistent enough for me. They've put up some great performances early in the season and some okay ones at other times. So I'll go with the Jaguars here either way, but it would certainly help them if Trevor Lawrence is healthy. Next, we have the Commanders and the Giants. Commanders have gone up and down. They finally get a big win against the Falcons last week. But historically, I'm going to look at here. The Giants have won a large majority of the last few matchups against Washington. And even that's been when Daniel Jones puts up some of his best games. Now, is it even going to be Daniel Jones? It might be Tyrod Taylor again. Tyrod Taylor actually, I think, looked all right in that game against the Bills and showed he could be capable in a pinch. And I think the Commanders here, I see that the Giants haven't been great this season, but I think that historically they have a matchup advantage. And the Commanders are, once again, hot and cold. I mean, they have some big wins. They also, when they play tougher teams, have not performed. The Giants are not a tough team, but this is kind of just a feeling one. And so we're going to get the 2 upsets off the bat this week, which is interesting. But those are the 2 I see as being potential upsets. I'll take the Giants in this matchup. The Bucs and the Falcons, I made the mistake of going against my gut last week and trusting the numbers versus what my thoughts were. I was leaning Commanders early, but then knew that, Desmond Ridder hadn't lost a home game. And then we saw him put up a not so great performance, to say that. But the Bucs, also just had to face a tough test in the Lions. But I'll take the Bucs. They've been outperforming what I thought they would this season. Baker has that confidence that I don't know if the Falcons have right now. And I'll go ahead and go with the Bucs in that one. But I think it will be a close division game. The matchups I think could be close, but the Bucs have had a little bit of an advantage as of late. But I think that the Bucs here might be the way to go. This could be a close one. If the Falcons want a shot, they're really going to need a bounce back from Ridder, for sure. Lions and Ravens, this is such a tough one. I am shocked the spread is 3. I'll say that one team, either way, is favored by that much. I thought this would be more in the 2 or 1 point realm. But this is one where I have officially bought in. I think the Lions are a legit team. Do I think that they're maybe as good as some of the other one-loss teams? I don't think I'm quite there yet. but they are pretty legit. The Ravens are a team that lost a couple games that I think they could have won, but they're playing pretty well as of late, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm going to go with the Ravens here in a close one. These are two good teams that both are legit. I like where the Ravens are going, though. I'm going to lean that direction in this one. I could see it easily coming down to a field goal. But I'll take the Ravens in this matchup. Two teams that, once again, I think are really finding their gear on offense. But I think the Ravens show more consistency, and I've seen them do it before. Bills, Patriots. I said it last week. Last week was kind of my last rodeo with the Patriots this season right now. And that was their shot. If they had a chance to really prove that they are capable, it was against a former Belichick assistant coach team, a team that hadn't put up 20 points on the season. That was their shot, and they missed. And I, right now, in the NFL standpoint, don't know if I'm going to be able to pick the Patriots much against teams because I thought the Raiders were one of their best opportunities to get a victory. So I have to go with the Bills. Now, the Bills, of course, played a scary game against the Giants last week and at times have not quite looked unbelievable, but Josh Allen is good enough to deliver. And right now, it's more so I can't trust the Patriots. I don't know if they're going to stick with Mac or what at quarterback, but I just can't pick them right now, given the situation. Browns, Colts, I'm shocked the Browns are only favored by 2, even with the quarterback situation uncertain. Coming off a huge win against the 49ers, the Colts are, unfortunately, probably the team losing the most in the last week, even though they've only, they haven't lost games per se as much, but they have, in this last week, maybe taken the most L's of any team with losing Anthony Richardson. They lost Grover Stewart to suspension. Minshew was not as good last week as he was previous. They're on the way down, which is really unfortunate for them. With that being said, of course, we don't know what the quarterback situation is for the Browns, but even if it is P.J. Walker again or even DTR, it might be Deshaun Watson again. I'll take them because their defense is phenomenal, and the Colts, nothing they can really do about it, are just losing players left and right. So I have to take the Browns here. I'm shocked the line is only 2. Could always be a sneaky play here, especially if you do have the backup quarterback, but I have to go with the Browns in that one. Raiders, Bears, one where, the Raiders are winning some games. I still am not thinking they're a very legit team, but it more so proved how bad Patriots were. And if there's teams that are almost not as good as the Patriots, might be the Bears. They have the injury happen to Justin Fields last week against the Vikings. Don't know if it's going to be Tyson Bagent this week. It might be. Either way, I think you can't really pick, at least to outright win the game. I don't think you can pick the Bears against almost anybody. And I don't think the Raiders are a great team, but I think that I can't pick the Bears here. So I have to go with the Raiders in that one. Cardinals, Seahawks, big spread. It's always dangerous with the Cardinals because they always seem to play things tight at times. We're going to pull off an upset, but I have to go with the Seahawks. Same logic. I can't really pick the Cardinals, although once again they always can and have the capability to play sneaky with Josh Dobbs. I have to go with the Seahawks here. In this matchup, they've looked good enough. I know they didn't get the win last week against the Bengals, but I think they could bounce back against the Cardinals this week. Steelers-Rams. The Rams here, I just don't know if I can trust the Steelers, is really the big thing on offense. Even in the games they've won, their defense is phenomenal. Steel Curtain is always, they're closing it on everybody. I mean, it's locked down. T.J. Watt is a dominant pass rusher. But that offense, I just can't touch with the 10-foot pole right now. It's just, I think I have to go with the Rams here no matter what. And they have shown, signs of life, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back to that offense. So I have to go with the Rams in this one. It's more just I can't pick the Steelers. I just don't know offensively if they have what they need to do. At times they put up enough points, but just inconsistent to me. The Rams, have Aaron Donald still on the defensive line. It's not like their defense is awful. So I'll go with the Rams in that one. Chargers, Chiefs, I got a little too cute with that pick last week with the Chargers over the Cowboys. Didn't happen. I have to go with the Chiefs here. This is just when we look at making picks sometimes, it's bitten me before. When I maybe take a little bit too much of a risk just to take a risk. You don't want to do that. You do want to make smart risks. And so I'm kind of going to maybe ease back a little bit and just take those clear upsets that I really know for a fact. Now, as I've talked about before, there are going to be a number of upsets every week. I think I was counting the average a couple weeks ago. Like, there's almost at least 3 or 4 upsets every week. So figuratively, if you don't take 3 or 4 upsets, you're not going to win all the games. But at the same time, you hurt yourself of potentially losing all of those upsets you pick, and then your record does not look the best. So this is one of those games where, the Chargers could play this close, and if I was talking spreads, could be a different thing. But for now, I have to go with the Chiefs just because it's a safe choice. I can't really pick against them, even though it could happen. It's a safer choice here to go with the Chiefs. They have everything they need offensively, and I just haven't quite seen it yet from the Chargers for a reason to really take this big upset. Now, Broncos, Packers. I'm a little unsure of why the spread is so low for the Packers. I know that they have been rusty the last few games, but it's not like the Broncos have really shown anything this season either, and the Packers are coming off a bye. I think that this is one where I'll take the Packers. I think Jordan Love, I was almost, as I've maybe mentioned this before, almost going to make a film breakdown video on him, saying Love is actually good. I watched the film, though. He's not quite there yet, but he has all the tools he needs. He has the pocket presence, and he has the progressions. He just needs to work on the accuracy, which is interesting, I think, considering what most quarterbacks just are broken fundamentally and they can't succeed. This guy has the fundamentals. He's just got to work on the actual touch and accuracy of the deep balls specifically. They've missed a lot of plays that could have been touchdowns because he just hasn't quite, I don't know if it's not just been the accuracy of the arm strength, but he just can't deliver on them. But I see a bounce back happening this week. I'll say for the Broncos too, if there's a chance to really bounce back, this is it. But I have to think that their season is kind of on the wane out. But I'll take the Packers in this one. I'm shocked that either way, that the spread is only 1, but I guess it could go either way. It is at Denver, so that could play a part too. But I'll take the Packers in that matchup. Toughest pick right here. I think if the Eagles didn't lose last week, this is where I would have taken the upset for them to get it, because the Eagles have not looked as good as they have last year, and they're playing to the level of their competition every game. I mean, they have not really put the throttle down on anybody, in my opinion, but they also keep winning, which is all you have to do. I think the home field here plays a huge part. I think they can bounce back with this. I think Miami is a much better team at home than on the road. So for that reason, I'm still going to go with the Eagles. Although, once again, I don't think as a one-loss team they've played as good as a Miami or San Francisco. But they keep winning games, and to be safe, I have to go with the home team here and expect a bounce back from the Eagles. So I will take the Eagles, although once again, I am hesitant on them. I like the Dolphins and what they're doing on a consistent basis. It's just I don't know if in this tough crowd Sunday night is when they can get it done. But if they do, you start thinking about if this Dolphins team is really legit, because they have everything they need on offense. So we'll see what happens there. Niners, Vikings. I have trusted the Vikings a lot in the past, and this is one where I just have to go with the Niners. It's a safe choice. The odds of an upset happening versus like going with the safe pick here. I do have to take the safe pick even if it doesn't happen. I will say -7 for that being the second, third biggest spread of the week. A little shocking. I could see this getting a little closer. Maybe like I would have thought the line would have been about 5 to me, maybe 5.5. But so this could be a sneaky cover, but I don't make those plays, so I just pick who I think will win, and I have to go with the Niners once again. They have a loss last week, maybe slowing down a little bit, but I still just think that they have at times shown to be the most dominant team in the league this season, so I have to go with them in this matchup. So, with that being said, those are my picks for this week's edition of the NFL, Week 7, and I will see you in the next one with more picks. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.